We're live. It's the Rushmore Show, and it's
This is the Rushmore Show, and it's all about your top four and nothing more. Well, we are here. We are live. It is episode 102, right? 102, and we have a great guest. We have a great show. As you guys come logging in, go down into the comments, spam the likes, subscribe, do all those things, say hello. We have a fantastic show lined up. And man, Andy, I cannot wait to get started with this. This was a fun show. What do you think?
I think it's obvious by what I'm wearing, what we're going to get into today and what's in my background over here, what we're going to be talking about today. But look, it's video games. It's 2 months of video games. How much more fun could this be? We got some friends that are hopping in here. Look at this. We're living in the 80s with Smash Ventura. Gave us a smiley face. What's up, bro? We got Dennis Breland in the chat. Yo, homies. Yeah,
we got today, as you can see, Andy is in Mario World. He is trying to save the princess. You have a couple princesses over at your house, girl, dad, and you have you put a little thought into what are your top 4 Mario games ever.
I'm going to say something I've never said before. This was a very difficult list to put together. I've never said it before. Never one time I've said this. Robert Springs, what's up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the show.
Robert? Welcome to the Summit Squad. Welcome to the show, man. So we are going to talk top 4 video games, and our topic today is Super Mario games. So as we talk, put down your top 4 down low. You can agree, disagree, whatever. We have a fantastic guest. As you can see, I am rocking the Louisiana RetroCon with my Mario shirt. And we have an exciting thing. The beginning of March, we are going to the Louisiana RetroCon. And we will be there among tons of other vendors and content creators. And this year, we've been invited to do something really cool. As you guys know, this is not a Christian podcast, but we're not a Christian podcast. And we love Jesus. And that is the number one thing for us. And we are going to do Nerd Church at the convention. So we have a little trailer for you guys. Check this out.
Prepare to make the jump to light speed.
They're getting closer.
Oh, yeah? Watch this.
There we go, man. Reboot, man. Very excited about that.
So Reboot is our unconventional ministry at the convention. We're going to do just a little church, a little hangout. If you guys are at the convention, be sure to, go and spend money and hang out with all of our amazing vendors, but come and find us. We'll be running around chasing the director, trying to find a way to grab the mic and get going. And we're going to do church on Sunday. I'm excited. But look, it's time to jump into our episode, Andy. And today's episode is none other than your top 4 Mario games. Let's see who our guest is today.
Well, let's get it. Who are we bringing in today, Kirk, to be a guest? This is no stranger to the show, and I think we've talked about it a little bit. Who's going to talk about Mario with us today?
Well, it's a him. It's a Davey, and we are going to have Davey Lusco, the director of the Louisiana RetroCon, joining us for his top 4 Mario games. Welcome to the show, Davey.
Hey guys, I appreciate you having me. It's good to be here. What's happening?
Hey man, I'm glad we were able to put it together. Before we get started, I just want to say, one, thank you for showing up and being a part and hanging out with us and welcoming us into Morgan City and the things that you got, going down there in South Louisiana. But I also want to say I apologize, or I'm sorry, to our buddy Thrift Poppy, who's supposed to be on this show. If you know, Thrift Poppy is a vendor. He's supposed to be joining with us, but he is also an amazing police officer here in Louisiana. And It's just busy to get him on. And we tried. But in order to get all these amazing content creators, Davey was able to jump ahead. And that's why we're going back to back with live. So, Davey, I know this. You love Mario. I mean, every time I see you, you're and you're doing the things that you need to do. So, bro, tell me why video games, why Louisiana RetroCon, and then also tell me why Mario, and then we'll get into where we're going.
Well, it's simple, Kirk. It's something I love since I was like 6 years old. My parents started me out with educational games, and then I grew out of that very fast. And then it was like, oh, we're going to get you a Game Boy. And then they came home with that from like GameStop or whatever. And we had Mario Kart. It was like just Mario Kart and I think Tetris for it. And I fell in love instantly. I had Super Mario World. Yeah, Super Mario World, the Game Boy port. Loved it, fell in love with it. Then I had a GameCube. GameCube was my favorite system, and everything Mario on there was pretty much what I grew up with. And I'm like a big kid, I still love Mario to this day. And as for the RetroCon, I wanted to bring something unique here to the state because nobody really wanted to tackle it. Nobody wanted to say, oh, let's do a game show. Let's do a game convention and teach this generation what we grew up with, what we all enjoyed, because we all have different experiences. So it's something fun and unique to bring back the past to the present.
Yeah. So what is the RetroCon looking like this year? I mean, tell us, what are some big changes for them?
So there's a lot of different things. Like you mentioned, Kirk, we're going to, bring the Nerds in the Word Reboot Nerd Church, which I think will be really fun for those that, want to get in the spirit of gaming and the spirit of God. And we're also doing panels. So panels are new this time. There'll be a lot of different special guests and celebrities that we have this time. That's new. Tournaments are getting moved upstairs, so that way they can have a whole dedicated space. We're going to have a band. We're going to have a whole set for the dancers again. It'd be all kind of different stuff. And this time we're actually going to have not one, not two, but we're going to have 4 video game vendors coming from Texas with a massive amount of inventory. So that is exciting. We've got a lot of stuff coming. It's looking to be really the biggest show yet. And I say that every time, but it's looking to be the biggest one.
Yeah, well, we are excited that you have welcomed us to be a part. And so today, we're going to jump in, man. It's it's our video game month. And both for everybody, if you're new here, we do 6 things. We do video games, movies and TV or film together, food, sports, nostalgia, and music. And music will start in March. But until then, we are knocking video games out. And your favorite thing is Mario. So we were like, in order to get Davey on here, we got to do our top 4 Mario games. Now, I heard from a little tweet, if you will, a little text message that you own 117 Mario games. Is that correct?
I own, honestly, probably every one that I can think of. I have not picked up the new game yet, surprisingly, Mario Wonder, but I do plan to pick that up soon. But I pretty much have all the mainline series and then every single Mario Kart, every single Mario Party game. I've even met the former voice behind Mario twice, Charles Martinet. I have his signature on a print. I have his photo with him twice, and I even got him to sign my favorite game, but we'll get into that later. I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah, we're not going to jump ahead. Don't jump ahead.
Hey.
Yeah, that'd be spoiling the whole
check
show.
out some comments. We have some of our fellow video gamers and some of our fellow RetroCon guys. Andy, what you got over there?
Yeah, look, Retro Kart. We got so many Keiths in the chat right now. We got 2 Keiths. That's
hey, what's up, Keith? And what's up, Keith? Retro Kart's going to be on in a few weeks, friends. He's going to do actually NES games, Nintendo games. What else we got going on down there?
Yeah, the other Keith asked, I'm assuming he's addressing this to you. What's better, Wii Play or Mario? So maybe don't answer that quite yet. Then he also
said, I think there's something about an invoice.
Oh, yeah. He also said, get Wonder now. But he said, hey, tell Davey to send me my invoice because
I sent it to him like 3 times. He just doesn't know how to check his email that he put on the form. Look, I will text you the invoice. I will text you the invoice.
In his defense, he said LOL afterwards.
Hey, so I'm probably pronouncing it right. I know how to pronounce your last name the right way, but this is my buddy Justin. He's also got his own show on YouTube as well. He said, "Get me on a Zelda episode." Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, you're welcome on for a Zelda episode. Welcome to the Summit Squad. As we go through this, drop your top 4 down in the comments. So look, this is how we do it, friends. I see.
PayPal. Yes, it's an email, Keith. It's an email. It's not PayPal. You pay on PayPal. You check your email for the. I love you, man. I love you, man.
So what I get is Keith was on our episode last week. He's going to be at RetroCon. Can't wait to hug him and get going with that. But hey, let's do Mario games. 14 folks down in here. If this is your first time here, this is us. We are the Rushmore Show, and we do our top 4 ever in anything. And in top 4 to us is my top 4. It's a personal thing. It's a personal journey. And so our Rushmore is our favorite 4 games. We have 2 segments, this one and our honorable mentions later. Davey, you're going to start us off. We got a 3-minute counter, but before we do the 3-minute counter for our banter in the arena, in our well, I was going to call it the Smash Brothers arena, but I didn't want to give away anything that might be out there, if you know what I'm saying. But tell me what you were thinking of to bring down 117 that you own and all the other things to get to your top 4, and then we'll start with your Rosie.
Sure. So I'll be honest, this was very hard to do. And
Absolutely.
honestly, it's kind of similar to what I did for you guys last time for the top Xbox games. So since there's so many Mario games, and I love the series wholeheartedly through spinoffs and everything, I decided I'll be choosing 4 games from throughout the different genres they have of Mario. So I will be picking one from the 3D series. I'll be picking one from the Kart series. I'll be picking one from Mario Party. And I'll be picking one from, of course, the tried and true classic 2D Mario side-scroller games. That's the only way I was able to get this list going.
I'm interested to see how you put them in order, right? Sure. And so let's start the timer. Tell us and you've been here before, Rosie's your number 4. For everybody out there, that stands for Roosevelt. Who's your number 4 on the mountain? And go.
Sure. So I feel like my 4th one would have to be, this is going back to Nintendo GameCube. I love Mario Party 7. That is probably my favorite Mario Party. It's the one I remember going to Blockbuster and we rented it before it, this is probably 2 years before it shut down. And yeah, man, couldn't get enough of it. It was so fun. This was back in the day before they had all this DLC junk filtering into games. Like you'd play the game for hours and you'd unlock Dry Bones, Birdo. It had such a good list of characters, such a good set of maps, so many great mini games. It's just, for me, it's like childhood. And I mean, I know I'm young, but that was my games growing up. It was so fun.
Yeah, I love this game. Andy, do you have experience with the Mario parties?
Not 7, but certainly the early ones. Definitely, I loved the Mario Party games. Here's really the cool thing, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. Just the multiplayer, super fun, being able to just get your friends together and just play all these mini games and have all this fun. It was super cool. It was a really cool concept. As far as I know, no one else was really doing this kind of game at the time when it came out. And really, honestly, since, I don't know, maybe there are. I'm not as educated in the video game world as
only thing I really know of. I just want to butt in. The only thing I really know of was when on the Dreamcast they had Sonic Shuffle, and it was Mario Party. And I think there was a Namco board game type thing, but that was about it. They didn't really have many competitors at the time.
Obviously, the longevity of Mario Party that the franchise has been is going to speak a lot for it. So that's a fantastic pick. I haven't played this one.
I love this pick. I love where you're going and how you're kind of mapping us a journey. And Mario Party is probably the one that I would probably put on 4 if I had it on my mountain, because one. Mario Party's never, I've had a few, I've played a bunch. It's not usually a game I play by myself, hence the party. It is a bunch of short games over and over and over and over. And I love this idea, but when there is a party or a group of friends, especially my kids, and being able to play this game and just kind of have different aspects and not just a 2D side scroller, it does bring a bit of flavor. I have one hanging on my list for a Benjamin, so I'll hold that till later potentially. But yeah, I love this pick and I applaud it. Great job.
Thank you.
Great pick. Hey, look, let me just catch you up with some of these comments before we get to the next pick. We got a couple people. Look, 16 are in the chat right now. That's amazing. Welcome to the Summit Squad. Welcome to the Rushmore Show. We're talking about your top 4 and nothing more. Robert Springs gave us his top 4. He said original Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, and Mario Brothers 3. That is a fantastic list, and I'm sure.
Hey, Robert, right here.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, here you
Robert,
go.
Mario Brothers behind me. Yeah.
Expressions of the Outdoors, Super Mario Bros, Super Mario, Mario Kart, Luigi's Mansion. Fantastic. Way to.
I like that. I like that. We'll probably
Mario.
see a few of those hanging around. Thanks for dropping your top 4. Hey, I love Mario Party. Yes, I do.
Hey.
Abby, welcome.
Yeah.
Abby is daughter, I believe.
So Justin's number 4, Super Mario 64. Fantastic pick.
Mario 64.
Yeah, a lot of
All right, Andy, so it's your turn. What were you thinking?
Yeah, so for me, here's the deal. I've shared this before. All of mine are going to be retro versions of the Mario games. I have not played the newer ones that have come out, but I desperately want to because they look beautiful and they look super fun. And everything that I love about all of these retro games that I'm going to mention, they've kind of just, taken it and improved upon it. And on a lot of the features. So there's a lot of these newer games I want to play, but none of those are going to get mentioned today. To me, Mario is such an iconic
I love
that
that word. And I gotta get it ready because we're not there. Let me give it to you.
There you go. Iconic. There it is. It's such an iconic character and franchise that if I did a list of 4 and I didn't just do all 4 retro, I feel like I'd be doing this service. That's just for me personally. Again, because I haven't played the new ones. I've seen footage and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm willing to place a bet on Davey's number 1. I'm just saying. I believe he's talked about it with us before. So I'm interested to see where you go, and I kind of think where you should be going, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Ready?
So here's the deal. So my Rosie, let's get started with it. I am going to go to the Super Nintendo, and you're going to give me Super Mario Brothers 3. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Hey, that's an excellent game.
This is a great game. I mean,
From
just
the SNES or the NES. You going with All Stars?
Well, yeah, I played it on All Stars all the time. So, but I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to go with it because, yeah, absolutely. But 3 out of those ones. And I'm going to go that way. I mean, the power-ups in this game were super cool. You bring in the what you call it, the fox-tail thing, whatever the name of it is. You bring that in. You bring the all of those other elements to it. The soundtrack. Again, here's the thing. The soundtracks of almost every single Mario game is iconic in its own sense, right? And it's just fantastic. But number 3 is up there for me. I played a ton of this game growing up. The flute. You got all the secrets where you jump on the blocks and then you press down and you drop and you get to go behind and do the secret worlds and all that kind of stuff. So Super Mario Brothers 3 is going to be my pick. I hated the desert level, but we've talked about that. I don't know of anyone who loves the desert level, but because that stupid sun. But either way, the music was great. But last thing I'm going to say is that you see it all the time. The meme of like, when did your anxiety start? And it's when you went to Toad's thing and you had to match up the 3 things, and it was like here. I'm
glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. So we've talked about this. We love retro games. We love the old games. We've been there, and just recently, over the last year or so, we started playing games again quite a bit. Me and the kids. Cannon. By the way, everybody, Retro Cannon is my son. He's got a retro gaming channel. Check him out. Andy is Girl Dad. Check his show out. But we just started playing games, and I've come to realize how hard these platformers were when we were kids, and I was really good at that Toad thing. Man, I'd get the star every time. Now I can't. I just can't. I can't get it, and it sucks. But I mean, I can if I figured out. You got to watch certain things, but I love this game. This game is fantastic. I'd be surprised if we don't hear about it a whole lot this show in the comments and afterwards. Oh, speaking of retro canon, there he is.
There he is.
Look at that.
Wahoo!
Rocking that shirt too.
That's awesome.
So, Davey,
I like
what do you think
that.
of Mario Brothers 3?
I mean, Andy pretty much said it all for me. I hate the sun. I love the game. It's fantastic.
I love my son.
I love it that he picked this choice and that you're wearing the shirt, because the shirt embodies pretty much everything from 3. Tanuki's suit was
there
great.
it is. And speaking of that shirt, that's Robbie Musso. I sent him the thing. Tell him to join in to come and visit. But yeah, Iowa Retro Gamer Dad. Hey, friends, Iowa Retro Gamer Dad's in the comments. He is going to be on our show in 2 weeks with video game villains. So welcome to the show, Retro Gamer Dad. But man, I love this. I guess it's my turn. It's my turn now. And when I was thinking of my top 4, I can tell you this. I tried to pick my 4 favorite, as I always do, and without trying to put this spin on why this is there, why this is not. And then as I was kind of weeding things out, I, similarly to you, Davey, kind of was like, well, this is a type of game, 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 or a type of system. And I just decided, these are going to be my 4. I'm going to roll with them because I think, for me, they're my favorite to play. They're the best. And I'm going to go with my first one. Maybe a little surprise because, this is a really top series, but I don't know that this one's the one that gets the love. I'm going to the Wii, and I'm going with Super Smash Brothers Brawl, right?
Nice.
And man, okay. I love the Smash Bros. I love it to death. That is one of my favorite games. I love the fighting style. But this particular one, when we first got the Wii, it was one of the launch titles for us. I mean, it was one of those titles that we got right after, and we played so much of this, and trying to the new characters and playing with the actual Wii controllers as opposed to just kind of playing on a regular controller and doing all the things that it does. And then it added, I remember this one added a particular kind of side scroller or journey portion to kind of get your guys powered up. It was really awesome. I loved playing with Snake. I loved playing with Samus, and of course my numero uno, your boy Link. And I almost kept it to Link, but it's just not my second favorite Mario game. But and the irony of this is not many people actually play with Mario. So, but if you're the Mario guy, it's like Mario Kart too. Not many people play with him there. But that's going to be my my Rosie.
That is a good pick, man. I definitely played this one. I think this is a great pick. I didn't play it as much quite. So like the Wii was the last system that I was like up to date with. That's like when I stopped. And there was just this window of time where, I don't know, like I kind of got out of video games and stuff, but I do enjoy this game. Obviously into the Super Smash Bros. That's a fantastic franchise right there in itself. So great pick, man. But I am surprised that you went there, but I'm not surprised because you can't really go PS2 today. So that's
well, there you go. PS2, everybody knows PS2 is my jam. Super Nintendo's my jam though too. So that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
any thoughts on this?
So Davey, what you know about this particular one?
That's probably one of the video games that I got close to 1,000 hours in. Like that was me and my childhood friends that all had Wiis. That was the game. You'd come over, we're all playing Smash. Like that's it. And like it's a more of a funny thing, but like every time that game would come on and they got the choirs chanting, my dad walks in, he's like, like we were just the thing we do, and we're just all singing the choir chants. But yeah, very fun game. Mario was cool to play in that game. But I liked Donkey Kong and other characters better in it. But
yeah, Donkey Kong's great too.
DK,
DK
yeah.
rap, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so now
Hey,
we're on our second portion. And
let me catch up with we got some people that have
comments.
joined us in here. Miss Rhonda's in the house. What's going on? Cat friends, Iowa Retro Gamer. We shouted you out to there before. Child of the Living God. Awesome. It says there are so many games I didn't know they had. Yeah. If you didn't catch it before, Davey has 117, you said, of them, which is insane.
yeah, for Mario, about
117 Mario.
Right. Yeah. Slimsy Parfaits. What's going on? Welcome to the
boy. What's up, man? What's up?
Oh, is
Welcome
that
to
okay?
the
Cool.
show, Slimsy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
if you're new to the show, hey, this is a great time. If you're new to the show, we do our top 4 in 6 categories. This is our video game section. We are at our second level of our top 4, so we're at number 3. If you're here, give us your top 4 down below. Today's topic of discussion is Mario games. So tell us what your top 4 Mario games is. It's your criteria. It could be an actual 2D, a 3D. It could be a guest appearance, whatever. It's your favorite. Put them down there. So send us your top 4 Mario games. And Davey, you're up. We call this one TJ Jazzy Jeff for Thomas Jefferson. He's number 3 on the list. Tell us your number 3 and go.
So I'm actually, it's funny because Andy, this will actually be kind of short because Andy actually picked his Rosie that was my TJ Jazzy Jeff.
So what you're saying is we
Super
are
Mario
rocking
Brothers
what we call the Rushmore.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I love Mario
Super
Brothers
Mario Bros.
3.
3,
Like, I didn't
Tell me
have
about
an NES growing up. I didn't have the multi-cart for the SNES either, but I had a Wii. And what was so awesome about the Wii when they had the Wii Shop channel was you could buy the retro games. They had WiiWare, it was called, and it had Virtual Console. So for my birthday one year, I was given like one of the gift cards for the Wii. I redeemed it. I used $5 and I got Super Mario Brothers 3. Absolutely blown away. It was such a fun game. I still remember being on like my green beanbag chair, which is not even in use anymore. But I was sitting there, old Philips TV, had the game hooked up. I was probably up till 3 a.m. playing. I'm like, what is this game? This is awesome. And now I actually have the trilogy of the original games on physical copy and, continue to try to preserve them. But yeah, fun game. I don't really have any complaints besides the sun. It's a great game.
So we've got our party one out. Now we're getting our 2D out.
2D,
and
yes.
this is a fantastic pick. When it came out, we've talked about this before. We talked about it maybe a little bit some more this month because next week we are actually doing our top 4 platformers with Rad Bash and Mad Belmont. And little spoiler alert, Mario's a platformer. So you might hear about Mario 3 just a bit over there. But I will tell you this, Mario Brothers 3 was a game changer. It not only changed how we viewed video games, but it changed how we viewed sequels. It started to be something that we never even imagined. Like I remember when it came out, the launch night, my friend got it, and we're like, he's a raccoon now. And I mean, look, Wonder, he's what, an elephant? He's doing all these things now. But back then, it's like, how did this even happen? Fantastic game. I applaud this pick, Andy. You already said your piece about it, so I'm pretty sure you like it.
We can talk plenty more about it, but yeah, this is a fantastic game. It's a great one. I have no complaints other than the sun, but I think the sun is like the thorn in the side. Like it would be too perfect of a game had it not been for this.
I will say this: I don't remember the sun being as bad as everybody makes it out to be, but it does suck. It's just that one of the things I don't like about it is I just don't. That level is boring. It's like there's not much happening. You're just running to death, and you're trying to hit that tornado at the right spot and fly and do all that stuff.
It's in desert levels, man.
Yeah, man, you're up, Andy. We're gonna move to your TJ, and I don't know what you got. I don't know what you got ready, but here we go.
Yep. So for my TJ Jazzy Jeff, this may come as a surprise to some people that it's going to be at the TJ Jazzy Jeff level, and I'm going to go with and I've got a sample right here. I'm going to go for the N64 Super Mario 64.
What?
I've got the green screen.
That's a great one. That's a great.
This is my TJ. This is my TJ. I love the N64. I mean, I've said it a million times. It's my favorite gaming system of all time. It's all of my nostalgia wrapped up in one thing. And this was a classic. I played it for about an hour or two today, just in prep for the show, because I just love this. Collecting the games and whatever. It's like I don't play Mario every single day because currently, actually, right now, I'm going through Ocarina of Time. But I had to put this one back in today just to give it a run. Fantastic. And also, you are a liar if you tell me you never threw that baby penguin off a cliff. You did it. You did it. We all know you did. And it's okay to admit it. So in the comments, if you threw that, if you committed penguin murder, then you let us know here. But anyway, no, this game, fantastic. Love the whole 3D platformer side of it. It was kind of innovative. In fact, a lot of the new Mario games that I haven't played yet, this is where it all began. Like this whole new feel of this 3D platformer for Mario. This was fantastic. The music is iconic and fantastic. It's an amazing game. An amazing game.
I'm admittedly, we've talked about this. I'm not an N64 guy, not because I don't want to be. I just didn't have it. So I only got to play this game in spurts in whenever I went over to a friend's house or whatever. But I will say this, and I had going through the list, I had a core memory, if you will, unlocked. And I remember playing Super Mario 64 for the DS, right? And it was a very similar idea. And man, I loved that game and played the mess out of it. But this game's fun. You're trying to still do the hearts. You're finding the stars and making your way up to the top of the castle and up those. It was a fun game. Jumping in the mirrors or the paintings and all that stuff, going up the stairs, doing all that. It was a good spin on Mario. It was a great spin on Mario. Davey, what you know about 64?
I got an interesting history with this game. This is one of my favorite Marios of all time, for sure. Not on the mountain, probably, but I actually started playing it with the DS. I don't know if you heard of it, but they made a remake port that was called Super Mario 64 DS, and the graphics were bumped up, and everything was better. You had Wario, you had Luigi, you had bonus characters and stuff. You started out as Yoshi, which was weird. It was fun, but only thing I don't like is the controls because the D-pad is so weird to use.
Well, yeah. So if you're used to the 64, you can get past that. I will admittedly tell you that the 64 is probably one of the worst controllers of all time. Yeah. But because I have so much nostalgia tied to it, and I played it so much, it just became like that. I just got used to it. So I love this game. I love this game so much.
Yeah. So this controller is my least favorite. Rushmore of controllers. This is at the bottom. I don't know. I love the innovative, nice and things of it. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. Anyways, Davey, that's a good pick, man. And Andy, that's a great pick. Sorry, Davey, thanks for jumping in. But Davey, I said the DS 64. I think we're talking about the same similar game. But anyways, hey, look, I'm gonna jump into mine. Here's the deal. My of course my clock is acting crazy, but I got
I love retro gamer. And 64 is my two least favorite controllers ever. Nintendo are trying to be innovative. That's what the Nintendo is doing. It's not just run of the mill. I didn't like the Xbox controller, the original Xbox controller.
Yeah, that's right. Honestly, that's one of the reasons I'm a PlayStation guy is for the controller. It's my favorite. But hey, I'm going to jump into my TJ Jazzy Jeff, and it's the first half of the mountain, and I'm gonna show you mine. actual game because I'm going with a Switch game, and I am going with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Boom. Woo! Right there. Listen, I have to show you it on the actual Switch because the Switch that we got, it has it downloaded on it. I don't actually have the physical copy, but we love this game. We play it to death. We've spent so many hours playing. You talk about a funny controller. The Switch controller can be a little weird sometimes as well, depending on how you do it. But I love this game, Mario Kart. I have a feeling. Davey, you already said you're kind of picking one of those, but I have a feeling that Andy is going to roll in strong with one of these as well. But this one's my favorite. I could have picked the original. I could have picked the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo. They're all of them. They're so great. I love the concept. It's one of the best racing games ever. My TJ Jazzy Jeff going with the Mario Kart game, and I'm going with the newest one, and it's my favorite, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Awesome choice.
I again haven't played this one because it's like I said in my beginning, like I
think you might have played once or twice here, haven't you?
I think I've played. Yeah, I think I've picked up the controller at your house, but I haven't really gotten into it. I will say this again. They're beautiful games. Like to watch, like the track design and just the how smooth it is and everything, like super cool. I will say this: it's not on my list, so I'm not giving you a spoiler alert or anything. But I do have Mario Kart for the phone right here. It's fun. It's
hey,
super
Inferno, welcome. But yeah,
F-Zero.
So
there you go.
F-Zero is, if we're doing ranking racing game, F-Zero is definitely on it, on mine for sure.
Hey, we got this real quick. Kirk, is Cannon still in? Oh, didn't mean to do that one. I threw him off live. All right. Here we go. Blocky Kid Gamer. Hey, what is your son's channel?
I'll show you right here, Blocky Kid, but I have it right here. This is him. Up there in the top right, it's called Retro Cannon. It looks like a monkey playing an arcade. He basically only has a few videos out, but he's playing through this book right here, the Retro Gaming Essential Guide, and we're playing through every game that's in this book. And he's going to do a first reaction of a game that he's never played. So Retro Cannon's his name. So man, he would love for you guys to go jump over there. He would have a heart attack if you guys all went and subbed. That would be phenomenal. But yeah, go give him some love. Andy, we're at that part of the mountain, man, and it's time to kind of give a little bit of a shout out to our friends at the Culture Box. This time on our recorded, we would put in a nice little commercial right here, but since we're live, we're going to just jump in and give you some of our favorite friends. If you look down at the bottom scrolling, we have all of our socials, and right now at this very moment, culturebox.media is our friends over, and Retro Cannon is kind of in the way of it now, but it's also been up there in the right the whole time. And we love these guys. These guys are like-minded individuals doing Christian things, geeky things, nerdy things. We got guys playing Dungeons and Dragons. We got guys playing video games online. They're reviewing movies and cartoons and everything else. Go check out Culture Box Media. And Andy, do we have somebody that we can highlight today? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I thought, we're thinking about this. It's been a little minute since we've done this. We got really good friends of ours that have also been they've gone to cons and had some stuff like that. Good friends here in ministry here in Louisiana, Geek Devotions. Geek Devotions is a super good friends. Dallas and Celeste have both been on the show twice now. Well, 3. Dallas filmed one part, but either way, they've been on it plenty of times. So let's tell you all about Geek Devotions. Geek Devotions is a collaboration of devoted geeks that are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. They produce a weekly geek culture-infused devotional. Their podcast, Com Talk, and written articles, all designed to encourage and challenge people in the geek community, bridging the gap between their faith and their geekdoms. Find all their content at geekdevotions.com. Go check them out, man. Super awesome stuff. I mean, just
Hey, I want to give a shout out. My fellow teacher, my buddy Aaron Brown, is down in the comments. This is his first time hanging out with us. I actually asked him to come and be a guest, but you mentioned on yours about a phone game, and I was just about to tell you today as we were discussing it, he told me that by far one of his favorite, and he put it down there in the comments, is the Mario Kart Tour on the phone. So yeah, just
I have that. That's what I just pointed out. It's super fun, man. It is super fun.
He told me that one of the first things he does as he opens his eyes is hit go to load that game up. Welcome to the show, Aaron. Welcome. And hey, so it is time for our second half of the Mountain, Davey. We are rolling through this thing. We got 16 people hanging out. If you're here, like, share, subscribe. Continue to put your top 4 down below. Some of us are doing it one by one. I love that as you follow along. But hey, man, let's do Davey. It's your turn, and it is time. Hey, see you later, expressions. We thank you for being here. But Davey, what is your number 2? And ironically, it's Abraham Lincoln, and we call him Link, but this is a Mario podcast. But your boy, was it Justin, Andy, wants to do some Link?
Yeah.
Well, Link's on every show,
down.
every single show. Davey, you're up. What's number 2 on your mountain? Well, Davey,
I'm sorry.
there he is.
I said, well, y'all ready to start another Rushmore?
Oh, we are crushing again.
All right.
No
so this is hard for me because I'm tethered to the GameCube version of the game, but I do play the recent one an unhealthy amount. So I'm going with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yes.
That is my Lincoln. This was very difficult because I'm nostalgic to Mario Kart Double Dash for the tracks and the system, but 8 Deluxe is so smooth and it's easy to play, pick up with your friends, go online. They have everything now. My only beef is that Nintendo won't make Mario Kart 9. I've been playing 8 since the Wii U. I had the Wii U. I was one of those weird people. So I've been enjoying the game for almost a decade. It's a great game. 8 Deluxe was a great entry because it added even more characters. It added Gold Mario. It added a few new karts. And I don't know if you picked up the Booster Course Pass, Kirk, but there is a whole nother, 48 more courses to play. So it's like a whole nother game in addition to the game. It's like, like Farrell said in the comments, 96 tracks, y'all. That's so many to play, so many hours to have fun, so many characters to follow. But they even added new characters. There's like probably 10 new characters or so. They finally added one of my favorites because I play Donkey Kong a lot. They added Funky Kong back, and that was somebody I played all the time on the Wii. They had him in Mario Kart Tour forever, and I felt like I got robbed because they didn't put him in the game. Now he's finally in the game. And I mean,
hey, look, check this out. And Link's in the game, and he is the best character.
And he's your Link.
So I play Link. I play Link in Smash. I play Link in Kart. I play Link in Zelda. I love Link. Yeah, there you go. Lincoln. But yeah, I love this pick. Obviously, Andy, you haven't necessarily played this version, but I do have a feeling you love some Mario Kart.
I want to play all of these new Marios and Mario Karts so bad. It's so hard for me to like I have my 64 and it's like my mind is like I just want
64.
How do I get all these things? But if somebody would be willing to just let me play their stuff for a while, then that'd be awesome. But this
is finally officially included. Yeah. I play Link in Soul Calibur 2. I do that as well. All right, man. So
get that PS2 talk out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely,
I love
absolutely.
the Magic Koopa comment, because for those that don't know, that was a beta character for Mario Kart 64, and then they took him out and then replaced him with
Yeah.
another character. So that is
Yeah.
very cool. I agree. Very cool.
Yeah, I love that. Dennis is dropping his number 2. It's Rushmore Super Mario Bros. 3.
Dennis,
Wow.
you're dropping it too, man.
We just
Awesome.
crushed him more,
Congratulations.
man.
Hey, so Andy, you
Oh,
up, right? I believe.
yeah, I am definitely up. I am absolutely up. And my number 2, my link does not have link in it. Sorry. But I'm gonna go with a favorite. This was before hours were counted, I think, officially, of playing games, but I can tell you there's a billion hours playing this game. I'm not even exaggerating. I think I broke one of these. Like I played it so much and the cartridge broke that I got another one. And I just kept like I literally played it to death. And I'm going to the Super Nintendo, and I'm going with Super Mario World. Super Mario World is fantastic. It is my favorite one of these platformers. It is so fantastic. It's just, here's the deal. You get Yoshi, right? You get introduced to Yoshi as a playable, you get to hop on Yoshi. You've got just so many different power-ups and things that can happen. The artwork's beautiful. The soundtrack is fantastic. You get the world map, which is just an iconic world map that you have for this game. You've got Star Road and all those games that you can just a fantastic game. I love this one so much. I'm not even exaggerating. I don't a million out. It's like ridiculous how much I played this game. I had other games for the Nintendo, and it's just like, this is what I played. I put this game in. This is fantastic. If my wife was hopping in on the comments, this is her George, and it's her Link, and it's her TJ, and it's her Rosie. And she doesn't care about any other Mario games. This is the only one she wants to play. Super Mario World is the best. It's just so good, and it's my Link. So get that, but it's fantastic. I love this game so much.
I really love that pick. I love that pick. I love the introduction to the super suit. Where's my super suit? I love the flying around. I love this game is fantastic. I love kind of the start of a map open world type concept, like this concept where you didn't have to go linear. You could kind of pick where you went. I love those kind of things with Mario 3, Super Mario World. I love how they were just doing that. And I love how they ran with it, because it's now a staple. This is, the first 2 games, it was like, if you didn't have a warp whistle, you have to play the next level. But these games are fun, man. I love watching people try and beat it without getting all the secrets. And I love watching people try and be the completionist and get it all, going Star Road, going to get all the things that you need. It's a fantastic game. Great pick.
Hey, David Finn. Davey Finn is in the comments. He gave me Super Mario World at 2. I wonder what number 1 is. Well, you're going to have to stick around, David. Stick around and see what it is. But
no,
very
there's no
excited for that
doubt what number 1 is. There's no doubt what number 1 is.
It's the best one. But Alan my bad. Alan Williamson. Hey, everyone. What's up,
Welcome to
Alan?
the show. We're talking Mario games, dropping below your top 4 favorite Mario games, man. So Aaron says, it looks like he says Tour is a little better. It's got 265 characters. Is that really right? Wow.
See, my thing is quality over quantity. I said what I said. Boom. Because 8 Deluxe is polished. Look. I wanted to say it earlier. I'm gonna get it out real quick. Tour is like a thorn in my spine. It's a great game, but my problem is that Tour game courses leaked over into 8 Deluxe, and I felt like it should have stayed in Tour, and we got more retro tracks. That's my hot take on it. It's a good game, and it's so.
Yeah,
you read my notes.
Just said,
I like it.
Hotel Mario on the CDI. Yeah, Hotel Mario. Anybody?
Hey, NC Gojira. Hey, welcome to the show. What's up, guys? Glad to catch you guys. Hey, I love your top 4. Nice. NC. Yo, that's Rusty, right? Isn't that Rusty Reed?
No.
Isn't that his thing? Who is that? NC Gojira.
No, that's Godzilla.
Who is that? Maybe.
Let us know who you are, Godzilla.
I think that's Rusty. Anyways, Rusty's been on the show. If that is Rusty, I recognize that picture. But yeah, I guess it's my turn, and we will jump into my link. And yeah, we are. And you know we were, and I don't even have to hit the timer. We're not going to be here long because we've already talked about it. It is Super Mario Brothers 3, number 2 game. Fantastic game. I love this game. Oh man,
That's
Triple
amazing.
Rushmore. It is. If it's not on your list for Nintendo games, then you don't know Nintendo. If
Right.
Keith from Retro Kart Collector's still here, here's a spoiler alert. It probably makes mine for sure, unless I just bend a different direction. We're going Nintendo in a couple weeks. But this game's phenomenal. You were talking polished, Davey. It changed the game. Like, remember, part 1 was just kind of like, let's get this system out. This is the first thing we're going to do. It's a plumber. I mean, they're doing all these weird things, right? And then they jumped to 2, which was Doki Doki Panic. They changed it, whatever.
Reskin.
And they're like, we have to get back to our roots and try and get this back going because it was a bit of a change. And they brought back the idea of the plumbers. How can we change it? And man, they upped their game tremendously. Hours of gameplay. Hours of gameplay. Inferno, I'm not saying that 2 isn't better than 3 because I love 2. But I think as a nostalgia game and something that has impacted the generations of video games and a staple in everybody's house back in 1990, whatever. Oh yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. So here's the deal. We have to have 3 on there. We have to have 3 on there. So that's going to be my
fantastic
link. It's going to be my link.
Look at,
and we don't have to like really say
this
it way too much. So welcome to the show, BC Tacoma. Yeah, Jason. So welcome to the show. I'm sorry about that. Your picture looks very similar to a guy that's been on our show. Top 4 Mario games.
Is this a joke?
Mario Paint. Mario's missing. Mario teaches typing.
Well,
No, but they forgot Hotel Mario.
well,
Hotel
yeah.
Mario is a Benjamin.
Hotel Mario. All right.
Uh,
That's more. All right. So, hey, look, we are to the George. We're to the George.
Pinnacle.
Yeah, Mario 2 isn't even a real Mario game. It's Doki Doki Panic. We all know that kind of thing. Hey, we got 20 people in here. Announce yourself.
Woo.
Let us know your top 4. Now we're to the George. George is our number 1. It's our favorite. It's our favorite Mario game of all time. And Davey, let's go.
So it's difficult for me to pick, but I'm gonna have to definitely. We're going back to the GameCube again, and I actually mentioned this during Louisiana RetroCon, and you may or may not remember, but my favorite one is a 3D Mario game, and that would be Super Mario Sunshine.
Man,
Yeah,
I knew it. Yeah.
It's a high
I told you
take.
I had him pegged.
I love that Japanese copy. That's beautiful. My copy
Yeah,
is
one of
actually
the 4
signed-
Japanese GameCube games I got, but that thing is bad to the bone. There it is.
Fantastic. So my black label is actually signed, like I said, by at the time the voice of Mario.
Yeah, you showed us that. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like probably my ultimate for sure. A lot of people actually have hate for this game because of the different mechanics, but I like it because it's very unique. It's got its own story. This was like one of the few Mario games where Bowser actually talked. Bowser Jr. comes into play. This was like Bowser Jr.'s first game into the series. There's so many things that happened here. And then it started theories online where it's like, oh, is Peach the mother of, Bowser's son? It was like all kind of crazy stuff that came from it. I loved it that we got introduced to like the Piantas, the Delfino Plaza, which became a stapleton in like future Mario Kart games. It's also been in Smash Brothers before. There's so much that happened in that game that I feel like inspired like a lot of the future modern Mario game. This was like peak for me. For me, it was peak. And I almost picked 3D All Stars, but that's not a perfect game. So I was like,
So you're snatching this off of a Benjamin. If I'm honest, this is the only version I've ever played, and it's in Japanese, so it's quite difficult in some aspects. But I really did have a lot of fun with it. It's got a lot of different things. It's got the pump where it's like shooting the paint or whatever all over the place, and it's a really fun game. I got pretty far in it, even though it was the Japanese version, but I'd love to play the real one. It's on my Benjamins because I didn't have the real copy. I haven't really played it a ton, but it's a fun game. I love it. Good job.
Hopefully we can find you a copy at the RetroCon, because I'm sure somebody will have it. It's a top
PS2
game.
guys, for all you guys out there, I'm collecting PS2 games, but I need to fix my GameCube, Davey. I told you I got a broken one back here,
Right.
and I need it fixed. Dave, Finn the Collector. What you got on a GameCube, man? What you got?
Hey, there you go.
What you got?
Oh, good pick.
Yeah.
I didn't play this one. I mean, I've seen it. It looks great. It looks fun. I just didn't play it, so I don't really have much to add to it.
We need Peach and Bowser on Maury Povich. Pharaoh, you're a funny dude, man. That's good. That's good. The Collector coming in hot with Odyssey, Mario 3, Double Dash, and Mario World.
I like this list.
Mario World is just fantastic. Actually, fun story. David Finn, you probably in the comments can recollect this. For a little while, I was living in when I was in college in Hammond, and the only system that I had was the Super Nintendo. And I think David Finn lived at my apartment for a while, and we played Super Mario World nonstop. So I think I've got pictures even somewhere in my phone of that night where I remember just playing a ton of Super Mario World. So shout out David if you remember that. It's fun times, man.
Yeah. All right, man. So we're there, man. We're there. And Andy, where are you going with your George? And let's finish this thing off, you and me.
The best game, the best Mario game, hands down, without a doubt.
I mean, is it even a shadow of a doubt that what you're picking?
You can give me all the new stuff that you want to. You can do all that. You can throw out the 9, 10, 11, 12 that have come out since this one. But I'm going to go to the best system, the 64. And you're going to give me Mario Kart 64. It's the best game. I know
it's fun. It's fun.
I've seen stuff. I've got Tour on here, and it's super fun. I've got all of that kind of stuff to happen. I do. And will I tell you they're more beautiful? Will I tell you they're more refined? Will I tell you that they've added things? Absolutely, I agree with you. But it's still not as good as this game. There's just so much nostalgia tied to this game. There's so much that's happening here. I love the simplicity of it. It's a racing game, right? I mean, like are we overthinking it? It's super fun. Every memory that I have of a child, the hours I put into Super Mario World, I doubled on 64. I played an hour of this today. It's just fantastic. I love this game so much. And not only the racing side of it, obviously all of the tracks are fantastic. Rainbow Road, Choco Mountain, you got Toad's Turnpike, you got all of these fantastic levels that I love. But the multiplayer was my most favorite thing to do with the balloons and just that was fantastic. I spent so much time playing Mario Kart 64. I knew when I got a 64, I had to get this game because it's my favorite. So that's my George. That's my number one. Really there's no doubt in my mind about that one.
There was no doubt in my mind that was where you're going. I picked both your George. I pegged y'all both. That's awesome. I love doing that. Awesome. Here's the thing. 64. I was surprised you don't go 4 64s. And then Mario Kart is awesome. The blue turtle
brought so much shade. Yeah, that shell, man. If you got that thing, friendship things that shell started. There's still people I don't talk to today that shot me with the blue shell.
The blue turtle.
But
no, the end of friendships.
Well, all right. Well, so I guess it's my turn, and I think you guys could probably peg where I'm going too. I have a feeling, Andy, you could go where I'm going, but I'm going here. There it is.
Hey,
there's a whistle. There he is.
Yes,
that's a great
There's the
one.
name. Super Mario World, I mentioned it. Listen, when you're talking about nostalgia, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World are my 2 favorite Mario games of all time, hands down. All these other new ones are fantastic. I seen down in the comments tons of things named. We have Benjamins coming up, and I have a feeling some of those are going to show up. Benjamins are our honorable mentions. Hey, I got some friends down in the comments, by the way. I'll get to you guys in a second. Don't go nowhere. But this game is awesome. This game was one of the launch titles, the launch title of the best system of all time, the Super Nintendo. And listen, you talk about hours, Davey, on Brawl. I mean, there was a moment in time where when I had the Super Nintendo that I just loved, that this was the only game I had for weeks and months and months and months, and it was just turn it on, and just building through. I love channels like The Completionist. I know he's going through a bunch of stuff, but I love watching people like go through completely beating games, and that's how my mind works when I play games. And this is probably from this one, because I wanted to find every secret, every board. It would drive me crazy. You would always see the red dot. You knew that there was a second place, and I couldn't find it as a kid. And I was like, man, I've got to find it. And strategy guides weren't always as prevalent. But I finally got one, and of course I found everything. So this is my George. It was there before all of the others. Number 1 by far.
Well, like I told you in my intro earlier, Kirk, that game was part of my childhood too. It was in a different form, but I have not much to say except it's a wonderful game. That was one of the few 3 games I started out with as a kid on the Game Boy Advance, and I punched some hours. Probably not as much as you, but punched in some hours in that awesome game, and it is fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I was clocking in, man. I was clocking in for a job, bringing my lunch. It was. Hey, we mentioned this in platformers just because of platformers. Davey, you're older. Davey, you're younger. I'm much older. But I have some guys down in the comments that are probably a little closer to my age. Yeah. And I can remember this. Before the cartridges started to have battery packs in them, there was a time where I literally left my Nintendo on all night long. And Mario Brothers 1, the very first time, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, and I made it to level 8 for the very first time, no battery pack. I left that joker on all night. I woke up from school, went to the Nintendo, made sure it was still playing. It played all night long. You turn the TV off and just let it sit, turn it on. But the things that these games did while we were kids, in changing imagination and all the stuff, it's so funny that who would have thought this little guy, a plumber, funny mustache, big nose, Italian, all that, it really changed the game, because it relaunched video games, and so anyways, had to have them. Finn the Collector all night long. Yeah.
Take this. Mario Golf didn't make any Rushmores. Well, we have Benjamin, so we'll see.
We have Benjamins still. We still have Benjamins, and there are some sports games out there that I really do love.
I think I only played the one on the Game Boy, Mario Golf or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the part of our show. So that's the end of our Rushmore, our mountains. So our top 4 favorites, right? And hey, that's what I want to say. Hello, Bert. Bert is a part of what he calls the modern day Breakfast Club, the MDBC. A lot of these people come in and visit it. If you are if you are a creator, if you have a YouTube, go down and find Bert. He's such a connector of people. Actually, Pekin Preacher connected me with him. I see Keith's down in the comments a little bit still sometimes too. They connected me, but Alan is from there. Expressions is from there. Several of the people I'm going through the list down here are in there. And welcome the Breakfast Club to the show. Thank you. But hey, look, I have a friend in here. It's the first time I've seen him in here, and I absolutely love this. Warren, welcome to the show. Warren says, can we get some love for Mario Maker 1 and 2? Warren was my best friend back in the day, lived a couple houses down. Andy, I've told a couple stories about Warren and I before. He's the one that the dog chased down the road and broke out the fence. I've talked about that story. We were the ones that made kick point and pass point. Warren, thank you for coming. Hopefully one day we have him on the show. But Warren, welcome. But hey, look, we're at that part where it's the honorable mentions. We call it the Benjamins. The Benjamins, because here's the thing. It's widely thought that there's 4 heads on the mountain. They're all presidents. And the 5th head of the mountain was kind of could have been someone. They were thinking it may be Benjamin Franklin. And hey, look, while I'm thinking about it, everybody go smash that like button for us. It helps us out. We appreciate you guys being here. Let's see how many likes we can get tonight. But let's get to the Benjamins. Here we go. Our honorable mentions. All right. Smash. Yeah, Mario, Smash Brothers, smash that like button. So here's the deal, Davey. You've been on the show before. It is our time for our honorable mentions. This is a time where we get to mention 4 more games, 4 more spots that haven't been mentioned in the show yet. We cannot mention anything else. Crushmores are done. We cannot mention any of those. You have to come up with 4 original games. And it's kind of draft style. If anybody plays fantasy football or anything like that, we're going to go serpentine down. Davey, you're first. Andy, second. And then I have the last pick of the first round. But then I start the second round and it comes back. So I get back-to-back picks. Davey, you're going to get back-to-back picks. Then we are going to finish off. Davey, you'll have the last pick of the draft. Here's the next thing. Guys, this isn't one that we really discuss too much because it's the second segment. But we can chat a little bit if you love them. Davey, what's the first game that you can think of that wasn't mentioned yet?
Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario Kart Double Dash.
There it is. Hey,
I almost wanted it, but that would be the second favorite Mario Kart.
Yeah, I love this game. You're taking it off my Benjamins for sure. Yeah, good call.
Thank you.
Andy.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, let me get this one. Let me go to Super Smash Brothers for the N64, the original. I'm going to go with the OG Super Smash Bros. For N64. Got to get some more 64 love on here.
64! All right, my turn. I get 2 picks. First round to finish the first round, I'm going to go with 10,000 Year Door, Paper Mario. That's going to be my first pick. And then my second pick is going to be my first implementation of the Mario Party series. My favorite one, the one we played the most, Mario Party 8 for the Wii. There it is. Boom. Andy,
fantastic.
Nice.
You're up.
All right, so I got to do it. I got to get this. We've talked about this plenty enough. I'm going to go Super Mario Brothers 2. Give me Okie doke. Yeah, come on.
I should have took it right there. I kind of felt like I should have grabbed it. But, hey, Farrell, there it is. It was going to get mentioned. I thought I should have took it then. Man, all right.
I love this game.
You get 2 picks.
A lot of hate, but I love that.
Davey, you get 2 picks.
Okay, 2 picks. So I'm going to start off with where it all started, and I'm surprised nobody actually mentioned it, but original Super Mario Brothers, man. That's a game that I could go and speed run and just play it for like 20, 30 minutes. It's just always
one of my infatuations with watching video games online and speed running was watching people try and break the record to beat this game and like trying to get the glitch in the underground level and all that. And I started like just binge watching video game stuff. And man, somebody like beat the game in like 5 minutes and like 30 seconds or 20 seconds. It's crazy.
And then that thing where they released a few years ago where you could press and hold the button after you die and just keep going from where you died at. That was insane. And I was like, oh, wish we would have known that years ago.
Absolutely. Hey, look, Blocky Kid. Yeah, my son, we have a backlog of stuff for Canon. Go and love and share the love over there. He will be excited. But our next game coming up is Donkey Kong. But for you, Blocky, the next one for him. So Andy, nice. You're up.
Wait, was I supposed to pick 2 or?
Oh, no, Davey, you get 2.
You're good. So I'm surprised this one didn't get picked. Everybody knows I like Mario Kart a lot. I'm gonna say Mario Kart Wii. because that's like the competitive scene Mario Kart. They still have a community for this one. I still play it. I have my Wii modded just to play it every few times a year. Super fun game. Like I said, Funky Kong, best character, no questions asked. Great courses, great retro tracks they picked, great modding community to this day. Very great game.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. So my third one, I had to find a way to fit this one in here. I'm going to go old school. Give me Donkey Kong for the Game Boy.
There we go. I was waiting for this one.
With the original Mario there. So we'll go with Donkey Kong.
All right. Well, I'm going to finish out. I'm glad you did it. Warren. Pay attention if you're still out there. Mario Maker 2. There's Mario Maker 2. I love this game. I play it quite a bit on the Switch. Got it for my son, and I probably play it more than he does. And this is going to be my last pick. Oh, by the way, that's for you, Andy. Donkey Kong Jr. Boom.
Yeah,
I knew
there you go.
Pick it. But that's not my pick. That's not my pick. I was showing it for you. My next pick is last week. We did a RPG episode, and this one should have made it, but Mario RPG, and they just remade it. So I can't wait to get it for the Switch. I don't have it, but Super Mario RPG. That's gonna how I'm finishing my mountain.
All right.
Awesome.
So my last pick. Okay. Let's go to, again, these games have gotten better with the other ones that they put out, and we've mentioned a few others in this kind of series of games, but I'm going to go not to the original, but to the second one. I'm going to Mario Party 2. Mario Party 2 in 64. That's going back. It's the Western theme one. I don't know. I liked it. I remember renting it a lot from Blockbuster. So I definitely played the crud out of that game too. So Mario Party 2 is going to be my final one.
Yeah. And Davey, you're finishing the mountain off, bud.
All right. So it's not a super crazy one, but actually I was surprised nobody even mentioned it in the comments, because it is the game where Waluigi first appeared. So I'm going to go with Mario Tennis, the very first Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64. Not a crazy game, but it's the bread
I love
and butter.
a lot of the Mario sports games. I have a couple here that I really love. But there was just too many other good games still left available. I love that pick. Hey, and look, that's the end of our show. Hey, 18 people down in the comments. Thank you for being here. Look, I want to just say, first off, thank you for being here for 102 episodes. Next week, we won't be live. Next week, we have moved this week's show to next week. We were supposed to be live next week, but we will have Rad Bash and Mad Belmont on platformers. And then the next week, you saw Iowa Retro Gamer Dad down in the comments. We'll be doing villains, Retro Kart Collector, Blerdish. Those guys are coming down the road to finish off our Nintendo games, and my buddy Kevin. So that's how we're going to do it there. Davey, bro, thank you so much for the love of the Rushmore Show, what you've done for us at RetroCon, what you've done for Morgan City and yourself. You're just quite the entrepreneur. Tell people how they can find you, how they can find the show, when it is, what it's going on, maybe your socials, what you got going on. You've got a few minutes. Share.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it, Kirk. Thank you, man. Thank you, Andy, too. I appreciate you guys always letting me be here. Y'all are like family, honestly, at this point. But yeah, you can find out more about Louisiana RetroCon on Facebook and Instagram on the same name. We just dropped another celebrity guest announcement today. Yeah, we're going to have, what's his name? Billy Slaughter. Billy Slaughter. He played in the Twisted Metal TV show as like a side character. But yeah, so we announced that today.
Samoa Joe? I need Samoa Joe.
I want him there. I really do. Me too. But you can also go to our LouisianaRetroConvention.com. It's convention.com for all the info, all the vendors that get announced, all the stuff where you can lodge, all that stuff. And yeah, you can find me as Davey Lusco on Facebook if you want to be my friend. So yeah, thanks guys.
Go find Davey.
Everybody, go
find Davey.
Find him.
He's got Instagram. He's got Facebook. Don't ever message him in Facebook.
I won't answer.
Ever. He will not answer. He might as well not even have that app on his phone. He is so busy. But yeah. Hey, we love you, man. We can't wait to see you. We will see you in the beginning of March. We first off, we sat next to you in St. Tammany Collector's Con.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You had Mario Kart going the whole time, by the way, and we chatted it up. And I had this idea after watching a couple people online. Dave Mattingly's one of them. He's been in the comments before that they just did Nerd Church, and Andy and I are pastors. He doesn't answer.
Don't tell them that.
Either.
Don't tell
hey,
them
Miss
that.
Rhonda, how are you? Welcome to the show. Yeah, that's awesome. I was really nervous. We had 30 seconds left when he showed up to this rendezvous, and so he's just a busy guy. So, hey, look, but he offered I asked. I was like, hey, shoot my shot. Hey, look, we have been trying to figure out how to impact people with the Rushmore Show. But Andy and I are both youth pastors at heart. Andy's still rocking that youth pastor. I teach elementary school, and we love this. We love that we have a voice right now. We've just surpassed the 630 mark on subscribers. Bro, we're trying to get to that 1,000. If you're not already a subscriber, help us out. I see 18 people here. I know all 18 of you are not there. So help us out, man. Subscribe. Join us next time for the next shows. But Cell Raid, welcome Cellcast. Cellcast is a part of the Culture Box. And those guys are... what were you filming today, Cellcast? What were you guys filming over there? They do animated movies and cartoons and kind of video games and stuff like that. They're Kingdom Hearts guys. I said something where I'm announcing the winner from a recent giveaway after your show, guys. Everybody, let's all go over to Preacher and see his giveaway announcement as soon as we're done. But we're ending right here. Look, here's the deal. He said that we could do it. I tried to figure out a way. I said, hey, if we only have one person show up, it's enough. And if it's just Andy and I talking to one person, sharing our love of Christ and our love of geekdom and in the world. We've had Hector come on. We've had Dave come on. We have Geek Devotions come on. Cellcast, those guys. We've had so many guys that kind of like-minded. I had to figure out how to do it. And I am so grateful. So Reboot coming to a convention near you. And then St. Tammany Collectors Con backed it up, doubled down, and said, you can do it at ours too.
Really?
Can't wait. So we are going to be doing it at RetroCon and St. Tammany Collectors Con this year, hopefully 4 times, getting us going for that ministry. God told me to reach the abandoned, the afflicted, the addicted, and the alone. If you walk through a convention at any time, you're going to run into those 4 people. So I love these guys. It's my people. It's my fam. Andy, I've talked way too much. It's the pastor coming out. It is time to get to Picking Preachers winner. And it's time to tell our friends good night. And Davey.
I got it pulled up. I'm ready for it.
Davey, do you remember what we do around here?
Oh, I absolutely do know. Well, that's about it. This show's all about our top 4.
Yeah. So
and nothing more.
Yeah.
Tell our friends good night, Andy.
Well, good night, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Hey, as always, this is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4.
And nothing more.
Peace.